It's Destiny Reset Day. Of course, the 22nd of April right here, and we're pretty much at the end of Heresy, but there are a couple of updates worth taking a look at this week. We'll cover some of them in the video, as well as some patch things from Bungie. Additionally though, in this one we'll round up a bunch of rewards featured this reset, take a look at vendors, like the Eververse inventory, and there are a couple of significant reward boosts as well as exclusive drops available this reset, and a few other things to mention in the video. So guys, if you enjoyed this one, get subscribed to the channel. But now, without further delay, let's get into it. And so, initially, Act 3 is wrapped up for Heresy. The bulk of it is actually concluded, minus a couple of things that we'll mention in just a moment. Bungie had said that starting this week, we'll be able to get the final collectibles from episode Heresy. Before we get to that though, the next update for the game that we know of will be on May 6th. When we also get Ride of the Nine and the reveal for Edge of Fate, which is the expansion coming in the summer. So, little bit of push and pull with regards to Destiny and reveals at the moment. Speaking of reveals though, we will eventually get to the reset stuff this week. Very importantly though, we now have a teaser trailer for the Edge of Fate reveal itself. So, I'll stop talking, check this out. Very cool teaser there. Obviously, lots of vibes related to leaving our solar system. We see this pretty cool satellite looking thing as well out there. And there's a countdown timer that appears to be moving very quickly through numerous different months, as well as the spirally high-speed interstellar travel. Generally, the suggestion is time travel here. We see the Guardian in the ship, and ultimately, I guess we go through what appears to be a portal on that planet destination. That's really it, apart from a few sort of text teasers and things in the background. But a pretty cool way of getting folks hyped ahead of the reveal in May, and a concept for an expansion which certainly could be pretty interesting. So give us your thoughts about that, and again, when we get to those reveals, I'll keep you up to date. First new Heresy thing that is interesting this week though, we do have Sunless Cell for the Nightfall, and we've got Palindrome as the featured weapon with double drops. So if you're still after a good Palindrome, this is the week to get in there. And for any Nightfall completion of the Sunless Cell this week, we'll unlock the Break Free emblem, and it doesn't matter what difficulty you run, but as long as it's before next reset, we'll be granted this reward, which is pretty cool. Next up though, as we get into the game, of course, we did hear that collectibles are supposed to be available this week for Heresy, or the remaining collectibles, as Bungie referenced. So if you take a look here at Eris's flat, rather intriguingly, something quite curious appears to be going on. There are a bunch of collectible items that we can actually pick up, and they are chess pawns, which is quite interesting indeed. So there's a couple back there. We're kind of running through this live, so a little bit random potentially right here. There's another one up on the staircase next to the door that we haven't been able to access just yet. Is that opening? No, the thing isn't happening. It looks like there are going to be some more downstairs as well. So I guess this is a little bit random, but we may as well try and pick a bunch up here and see exactly what happens. So another one downstairs, just as you enter towards Eris's apartment. In fact, there we go. There is actually a Triumph right here. I found an additional one down here next to the Drifter, actually on the shelf right here next to the Hook. If you pick that one up, I believe that was the first 5, and that will make a little bit of progress towards the Triumph we can see here, called The Opening. And the first one, or after collecting the first 5, sorry, when you claim it, will drop a strange coin, but as we can see, there are going to be a whole bunch of them by the looks of it, because there's 6 different stages to this, so many to find by the looks of things, and again, I will keep you posted. Now though, we'll take a quick look at the Eververse store. Again, I will keep you posted on that other component, because it seems pretty interesting. We'll focus on Bright Dust things for the moment though. We've got inventory management, the emote, as opposed to the game this time around. That one is 700 Bright Dust. From this episode as well. There's also Crimson Rocket, an exotic sparrow right here, which is a very curious looking thing. That's available for 2,500 Bright Dust. And then we have the Heartbreaking Entrance Transmat Effect for 450 Bright Dust, and Deep Sea Jaunt for one of the front page shaders. As always, these cost 300 Bright Dust, and then there is Chrome Stock as well, which is a pretty common one. Moving over to the second page though, we've got the Head Slam exotic emote for 3,250 Bright Dust this week. Additionally, the Lantern of Remembrance is up for grabs for 700 Bright Dust, so quite a few things from episode Heresy right here. There is also the Celestial Shell available this week, which has come up many times in the past. That one's 2,850 Bright Dust. And the Synth Owl ship here as well, which is available for 2,000 Bright Dust. And then the All-Terrain Explorer is up for grabs for 2,500 Bright Dust. All the sparrows in the world going on right here. And we have the Shatterheart ornament for Cold Heart this week, which is 1,250 Bright Dust, which is certainly a pretty cool looking one overall. Otherwise, though, we've got the Aces High Projection for 1,500 Bright Dust. Quick look at that one. And for the second page of shaders, Oiled Gunmetal is available this week. Once again, these are 300 Bright Dust. There's also Grayscale Undergrowth available this week. And then we've got Carbon Blood up for grabs as well. And finally, Whispered Sheen is the last shader available in the store this reset. Otherwise, the Kabbalah Rifle Transmat Effect, as well as the Vitreous Entrance and Dreaming Shimmer, all up for grabs this week for 450 Bright Dust. So give us your thoughts on those and let us know if you plan to pick any of them up. Lastly, though, we'll have a quick visit to Shader 1 for the shaders right here. We've got Satu Tribe available this week. I'm not sure if this was up last week, maybe, I'm not certain. That's 10,000 Glimmer. There's also New Pacific Sync available this week. And finally, War Cult Rain if you're after some older faction shaders. Some other final bits of content to mention here though. Exotic mission this week is Operation Seraph Shield, so Revision 0 and its upgrades are available from that. Plus we have Vault of Glass, which will drop Vex Mythoclast, and that's totally farmable alongside all of the legendary rewards. Time Lost weapons, and that includes the newly updated ones this episode, or Red Border drops, so good week to head into Vault of Glass if you're wrapping anything up. Otherwise, Crota's End is featured. And finally, Lost Sectors this week will consist of Aphelion's Rest, that's available today. Then we'll get Chamber of Starlight in Dreaming City for the 23rd of April, before moving over to Hydroponics Delta for the 24th, Gilded Precept up on the 25th of April, and then we'll get Thrilladrome for April 26th, the Broken Deep for the 27th, and Blooming Deep for the 28th. And the Lost Sectors are good if you're after exotic engrams, which will drop on solo clears, or chances at world weapons. Since that pool is pretty large, and the weapons can roll with a whole bunch of things, it is at least a good activity to farm for those. For today though guys, that's what we have to speak about. So, as always, I hope you found this video helpful, and if you have, keep it locked and loaded, hit subscribe and the notification bell, as I'm going to have a bunch of stuff to talk about regarding Destiny, the future, and the reveals that Bungie have lined up in the next few weeks. So, there's that. Also let us know in the comment section if you'll be diving in for the Nightfall or any of the other components available this reset. Plus, if you've enjoyed the video, a rating below really does help us out. But otherwise, thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.